If Heelys come back, sign me up. I want 3 pairs. I want a pair of Heelys for every occasion. I really do. I would literally like zip around the grocery store with a pair of Heelys on at 27. I'm not kidding. I would. Hey everyone, it's Ariel and welcome back to another episode of Real Ones. We are on episode 6 today. Episode 6. It's very exciting. And today's topic is a good one. I think it's gonna be fun. I feel like recently I've really been gravitating towards like 2000s style and like makeup, hair trends. Like I've just kind of been like naturally drawn to it. I don't know why, but I also feel like a lot of us have been lately. And so we're going to talk about that in today's episode. I was like, you know what? I still don't know for sure what I'm going to talk about. Why don't I just talk about my recent obsession with the 2000s era? Seemingly like a lot of others out there right now. So yeah, I'm excited for this topic. I think it'll be a good one. I also think that what kind of started this is my recent video on That's So Raven Hairstyles. I mentioned in that video how I just like thought of that show, and I was like thinking about all of the hairstyle inspo that I took from that show when I was like pre-teen, mid-teens. And yeah, that video kind of inspired me to like do even more, or it inspired me even more to dive more into just 2000s style and hair trends and fashion trends. So yeah, let's just get into this episode. I'm very excited, you guys. Obviously we have a couple of other segments as well, but that'll be later in the video. So I made up a whole list of fashion trends that are, some of them are back and they're like straight up popular again, which is really crazy to see. But some of them are not as popular now. Like they're just kind of, they were trends in the 2000s, but we haven't really seen them come back, or at least I haven't. So there's a little bit of everything in here, but this really did like make me go down memory lane. But it was really fun to like look over some of just the old styles that we were into, and it's like, man, but they're coming back too, which is crazy. So some good ones, some not so good ones, but we're going to just go over it all. So first fashion trend, low-rise jeans. You guys know how big of a trend this is now. I mean, for a while there, it was all about the high rise. It was all about the high rise. But lately there's been a surge in popularity of low-rise jeans. People love them. I still personally don't know how I feel about them. I feel like maybe I'm biased because like they just don't personally look good on me, but I think I do like them. I like how they look on other people, just not on me. But very big trend in the 2000s. And I don't know. I kind of like that it's coming back because I feel like it really like embraces what you're working with. You know what I mean? Like the high rise jean was like very much about like covering everything up. But the low rise, it's like everything's out, you know what I mean? So I kind of like that. Speaking of jeans, I didn't write this one on here, but skinny jeans, I don't know, Gen Z is saying like they're out, they're not cool anymore, like it's so 2010, like not the vibe. But I love skinny jeans. I do like a good like flare wide leg jean, but skinny jeans are, I don't know, I feel like skinny jeans are like goated. Like you can't just be like they're not cool anymore, you know, because they were cool for so long. But anyway, skinny jeans are not on the list, so let me get back to it. Another one in the category of pants, cargo pants. I love this one. I love cargo pants. I'm actually wearing cargo pants right now. Wait, can you guys see? If that's proof enough for you. I am wearing cargo pants right now, and I do love it. I love the trend. I love that it's back. There's so many different variations of cargo pants too, but I personally love like a super oversized cargo pants. These ones that I'm wearing today are more like a jogger cargo. Yeah, cargos are fine by me. They can stay as long as they need to. Especially like I just love the like super baggy cargo pants and like with like a little baby tee, you know? Okay, the next one on the list is very interesting. I actually just saw this yesterday and it like really put me in my nostalgia because I remember having something very similar to this, and I can't remember exactly what it looked like. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, sneaker heels. Yesterday I saw a little, I think it was a little Instagram reel of an unboxing of these new Balenciaga sneaker heels, and I was like, what? And it made me remember that I literally had a pair of sneakers like this when I was like 15. Maybe actually probably younger, when I was like 13. They were like a chunky heel. Like, they weren't super tall. They were just like a little chunky heel, but they looked like sneakers at the same time. I loved them. I wish I still had them, or I at least like remembered exactly what they looked like so I could like find a picture of them, but I don't even remember. I just know I had something like this and I was obsessed with them. Like, I felt so cool. But the new, I don't know, the Balenciaga version, it's more of like a stiletto heel, which I personally don't know how I feel about. I feel like it works with more of a chunky heel, but with the stiletto, I don't know how I feel about it. You guys should let me know what you think about it, because I just don't know. But very interesting that it is like coming back. I mean, Balenciaga is a huge brand, kind of designer, obviously, but I wonder if more brands will like make a little spin-off. I think Nike had a version in the 2000s. I think there was another brand. Was it Baby Fat? Did they have a sneaker heel? I don't know. Yeah, very interesting. I saw that and I was like, what? So sneaker heels might be making a comeback. Very interesting. Next on the list is Uggs. Uggs have made a comeback for sure, in a slightly different way. I remember the Uggs that I wore in the 2000s were like the tall ones or like the mid ones, you know? But now I feel like we've been seeing a lot of the like little mini short ones, which are really cute. I really love it, and I kind of want to get some, because like I said, I had the tall ones, I had the like mid-size ones, but I never had the short ones. I feel like I always felt, because I live in Canada, so I was like, it makes sense to get the tall ones, because like at least they'll keep me kind of warm. The short ones are more just like, I mean, they just barely come like to your ankle. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I should get the ones that'll keep me warm. But very cute. We've been seeing these on like models like Hailey Bieber, Kendall Jenner. Yeah, it's a huge comeback trend, and I'm honestly here for it. I'm a fan. Couple more shoe ones. Chunky platform shoes. This one, I wrote down boots and sandals because I feel like we've seen both make a comeback. Definitely the platform boots were huge in the 2000s, like tall up to the knee, or maybe not quite up to the knee, like just below. And like chunky heel, flat platform, like super cute. I'm such a fan of that look. But we've also seen it in like sandal version, which I'm not as big of a fan of. I don't know if I would personally ever buy like a platform sandal. It's not like something that I've been like, oh, I wish I had that in my wardrobe, but I do like it a lot. Very cute, very 2000s. And I feel like that we've been seeing platform sandals for like a few years. It's been a while since those have been like back in the fashion scene. And okay, the jelly sandal. I love this. I feel like I remember having these when I was like, sorry, I'm like getting lipstick on the mic. I remember having these when I was like young, like under 10. I remember I had these. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to do the math right now, but I don't know how old I would have been. So I don't know like what time this was, but definitely a big thing in the 2000s, like jelly sandals, like literally waterproof. Like you could wash them. You could like walk into water with them. I loved mine. Again, I was like a literal child. So like that's like perfect for kids, I feel like, but I have seen a lot of those. Like every time I've gone into a shoe store recently, I feel like I've seen like some form of a jelly sandal. Although I kind of also feel like it didn't really like stick as much as like some of these other trends, you know? So maybe that one like tried to make a comeback, but like didn't actually. I don't know. Very interesting. And also a mesh sandal. So like same style, but more meshy material. I feel like that, again, I don't know how much of a comeback that made, but also very big back in the 2000s. Okay, so let's move on from shoes and let's go to more accessories. So first of all, shoulder bags. Baguette style, just flat rectangle shoulder bags. Those have made such a big comeback. I remember, again, being like 14, 15, 13, 12, wearing my little shoulder bag and it being like all the rage. But I think this is just one of those trends that like kind of just makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense to not always carry a giant like tote style bag. Like there's definitely a purpose for it, but sometimes you just want to carry like your phone, lip gloss, and like keys, you know? Like it doesn't have to be like this massive thing just for like the little necessities. So I think it's cute. I think we've kind of drifted away from it a little bit. It's still here as a trend now, but I feel like we've drifted into like more of even fanny pack style. I don't want to call it fanny pack because I think it's more of just like a shoulder bag, but you guys know what I'm talking about, like the Lululemon everyday, I forget what it's called, but it's like a fanny pack style. I feel like we've seen a lot of those. I personally love it. I'm here for it. So yeah, shoulder bags of all shapes and styles. Belts, chunky midsection belts. I don't know how big of a comeback this has made, but this, you guys, in the 2000s, this was massive. This was like, I remember wearing this. I remember I had this like, I don't know if it was like part of a different outfit, like if it came with something. I don't know where I got it, but it was like this like sparkly, stretchy spandex material belt that I would wear like right in my midsection. And I would wear that over like dresses, mainly dresses, I guess. But I wore that a lot. I feel like I have seen it a little bit like coming back now, but I just remember that being like huge in the 2000s. Everybody was doing it. I felt super cool with my little chunky belt. I don't know if I'm as much of a fan of that one though now. Like, I don't know. It really, I feel like it really needs to be paired with the right outfit. You can make it look good, but it has to be done right. Probably not the way that I was wearing it. But yeah, speaking of sparkles, I also wrote down like glitter, sparkles, metallics, a lot of that kind of like material or pattern, I guess. What is glitter? Is that a pattern? No, it isn't. You guys know what I'm saying. Like all of that kind of shiny stuff has come back. Yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot of like sparkly, glittery like shoes, accessories. Not that it really ever like went out of style, but that's definitely something that has made a big comeback that used to be a big trend as well. Belly chains. This is the last one for accessories. Belly chains. Those were huge in the 2000s. Like I can think of like Destiny's Child and like, you know, girl band type of vibes. Like I can literally picture Beyonce wearing a belly chain, and I feel like now we've seen like Kylie Jenner, Bella Hadid. We've definitely seen that make a comeback, which I like it. I don't know if I ever really was like into that when it was popular in the 2000s, but definitely made a comeback. And I'm not mad about it. I feel like it gives like island girl vibes, you know? Okay, let's go over some tops. So first one is crop tops and like baby tees. I mean, these have been back for a while. Again, I'm like kind of wearing that type of look right now. I feel like I've always been like into this kind of style, like a baby tee. Super cute. One of my favorites. And like even when I was a kid, I remember wearing like just stuff like this all the time, like just super casual, basic tees. I would wear them everywhere and it was great. So that's the thing about like growing up in that time. I mean, I was born in 95. So like I was 10, around when all of these trends were coming out. But that's the thing about like growing up with these trends and now them being popular again. It feels like you get to like relive your childhood in a way, which I honestly love. Like it's just so nostalgic and fun to be able to like wear something that you remember wearing when you were 10. Like it's crazy. And for it to still be popular, like you can wear whatever you want, of course, but when it's like something that you wore that you loved 10 years ago, but then it's also popular again now, like it's just such a cool feeling. And I just love like the nostalgia behind it. It's super fun. So yeah, crop tops, baby tees, they're insanely popular now again. Tube tops, also a favorite. Split bottom tops. I love this one. I've actually been on the hunt for like a particular like split top, but I can't find it anywhere. Like I have a vision in my head of what I want, but I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know. But yeah, like tops that'll be like, you know, it'll have like a V-neck to a button here and then it just like flares out in the center. You guys know what I'm talking about. I feel like I've seen that style of top a lot on like Christina Aguilera, like back in the 2000s. But then like singers today have been wearing that style too. Like people like Doja Cat, who else? I literally can't think of another pop star at the moment, but yeah, split bottom tops. That's a good one. I like that one. Vests, that's another one. Like wearing a vest as a shirt, basically. Very interesting. I don't know if I ever was into vests, to be honest with you guys. I don't remember ever really having vests. I don't know, but definitely it was like, again, with like Destiny's Child, all of the famous 90s girl bands and girl singers, even like maybe even like punk rock bands, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Simple Plan. What are some other punk rock bands? I don't know. But yeah, vests as shirts. I have seen that for sure on social media coming back. I don't know if it's like super popular, but it definitely was in the 2000s, and we've seen a little sprinkling of it, which is interesting. And another popular top, this might be the last top I have, corsets. Wearing corsets as tops, which I am a huge fan of. I love it. I don't personally have any corsets, but I have seen this a lot on social media as well, and I like this trend. I feel like it's very unique, and like I feel like it honestly could be one of those trends where it like actually was from like the 60s, you know, and then it like just keeps kind of coming back and resurfacing, which I guess could be like a lot of these trends, honestly. But yeah, corsets as tops, another very popular one. Okay, I have a few more. So baggy pants, which I kind of went over, but I remember having this pair of like flare, I don't even want to call them yoga pants. Like they were just like flowy flare pants that cut off right at my knee. Thinking about it now, it's like, I don't know. I don't know why that was a trend, honestly. But yeah, love those pants. I feel like that sort of trend has come back now. Just like baggy pants in general. Like it kind of goes hand in hand with the cargo pants trend. Just very baggy, very oversized, and I love it. I am definitely here for that. Okay, graphic slogan tees. These have definitely made a comeback, and these were like some of my favorite types of shirts to wear when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 12, 13, which is when like all of these trends were, but most of them. But I remember specifically, I actually dug out a photo for you guys from the grave just to show you, because I couldn't remember what it said, but I remembered that I had this hoodie that I would wear so often. I wore this this was in like grade 8. I remember I had this hoodie in grade 8. So that was like that was late 2000s. That was like 2008, 2009, I think. But this hoodie says, "Your ridiculous little opinion has been noted," with a little check mark. I wore this so much, you guys. Also, okay, this photo is really embarrassing, but like look at my my bangs. That's so 2008. It's hilarious. But yeah, graphic tees, graphic hoodies, like all kinds of slogan shirts. I love that. I feel like I had a lot more than just that one, but that's the one that I like specifically remember. I wore that all the time. And it was huge. Like there would just be shirts that would be like baby with like rhinestones, you know, or like cowgirl, like just so random. Or it would be like a full on sentence that you had to like actually read, like it would scroll down, kind of like that hoodie. But I think that's hilarious. And I do feel like that has come back, not like huge, but we have seen a little bit of a resurface on like the graphic slogan tees. And then, okay, the last one I have is, I actually lied, it's another accessory, bucket hats, which I've talked about a little bit. I love bucket hats, you guys. I got one like, I don't know, a few months ago, and I was so excited about it. Like I have wanted a bucket hat for so long. So I love the bucket hat trend. Huge fan of it. And then I'm going to move into like more hairstyle trends, because I think that would be interesting too. I don't have a ton of them, but I mean, that counts kind of as fashion. So yeah, we're going to go over some hair trends as well. But first, I do want to also mention some fashion trends that aren't popular now, but they were in the 2000s, just to like give them a little shout out, because I loved these. Firstly, oversized skate shoes. Like, I don't know if you guys remember like Osiris. Is that the right name? Osiris? I don't know. There was like a few skate brands that were like super popular, probably 2009, maybe 2010. Oversized skate shoes. I specifically remember this one pair that I had. I want to say it's Osiris. Hopefully that's the right name. But I remember I got these shoes, and I like, okay. So they were like chunky, like not like too big of a size, but like chunky. Like it almost was like a bubble around your foot. Like they were like big shoes, skate shoes, like flat on the bottom and then kind of like puffy, like oversized. And I got these shoes. They were white skate shoes. And the first day I wore them to school, and I went puddle jumping. My like two friends and I, we went puddle jumping. We were like, this will be a great idea. We all had the same skate shoes, and I basically ruined my like skate shoes. I don't know why I did this. I mean, just being like a dumb teenager, I guess. But so oversized skate shoes, those, I mean, I hope that those don't come back. It's not that cute of a trend. It really isn't. And then also in the category of skate shoes, Heelys. You guys, I cannot tell you how obsessed with my Heelys I was. I mean, I would go to grocery stores, to malls, anywhere I could, basically, where I could like skate freely. Like, I literally remember zipping through malls and grocery stores. Like, my mom would be grocery shopping and I'm just wheeling through like on these Heelys. I love them. Mine were, I think, black and pink. They were the best. Like, they were so fun. I wish I still had them. I really do. I mean, they probably wouldn't fit me still, but those were probably my favorite shoes I ever had. Like, I'm telling you guys, they were so fun. And I kind of do wish that those would make a comeback because they were literally just so much fun, like revolutionary to me. So yeah, those are my two odes to the 2000s because I just felt like they needed to be mentioned. But yeah, let's move on to hairstyles. I do feel like all of the ones that I wrote down are trending again, except for maybe this first one, the heavy side bang. I personally was a victim of this. like I'm talking like heavy, like all the way over here side bang. I mean, I have pictures of this too. It was a rough time. But unfortunately that era lasted a while where like the heavy side bang was in, like it was trendy. And I mean, again, I feel like Gen Z has said like the side part like wasn't cool, you know? Like they were like the middle part is all the rage. But now they're like the side part is like kind of coming back. I don't know if the like deep side part will ever come back, but the heavy side bang was so huge. Honestly, I feel like I had that look, like a variation of it at least, for like 10 years straight. Like, I'm not kidding. Well, maybe not 10 years, but like 6, like 5 or 6. It was an era for me. It was literally part of my personality and I loved it at the time. And now I kind of wish I could go back and just like tell myself, stop. Okay, let's go over some more hairstyles. So crimps and like beach waves. I mean, beach waves have been a thing for a long time, but crimps, I feel like more crimp styles have been back. Again, I did my That's So Raven video. I did a hairstyle with like kind of a crimped look. And that made me realize like how much of a 2000s thing that was. I love it. I'm such a fan of the crimped look. I mean, I like a good like beach wave too. They're very similar, but like specifically the crimps are like very 2000s. And I feel like we've seen, I don't know, I feel like we've seen like more, even people just doing like sections of crimps in their hair, but it's still very 2000s and I love it. So crimps and beach waves. And then also, again, like little baby like strands. So like little strands left out, that's very 2000s. Baby braids, also very 2000s. And then all kinds of little accessories like butterfly clips, little mini elastics, claw clips even. I actually have a claw clip in my hair right now. I feel like my hairstyle is kind of like giving 2000s, but I also just made it up, so I don't know. But scrunchies even, those were a thing in the 2000s and they've been huge now. But yeah, scrunchies, bubble ponies, huge style. Again, that was featured in my That's So Raven video in a different way. I wasn't as big of a fan of it in the way that I did it, but it was a big trend in the 2000s and we've seen so many bubble ponies like resurging and being popular now again. I love it if it's done right. Space buns, that's not like a huge trend, but I had to put it in here. I just felt like it. Yeah, I think of like TLC when I think of space buns. Very just like Y2K girl pop vibes. Chunky highlights. This is a huge one. I feel like I've seen so many people doing like chunky colors. Whether it's like the block chunky highlight that was trendy like, I don't know, last year or the year before. That was like a huge trend for a while. Even having like two sides of your head, like two colors on each side, or just straight up highlights, like just blonde chunky pieces, which I do like. The only thing I don't like about it is that your hair looks damaged usually unless you're like really taking good care of it and you've gone to that level of blonde safely. But I feel like a lot of the time like people's hair just doesn't look as healthy blonde if they're not naturally blonde. And you have to be pretty aggressive with your highlights to get that like chunky highlight look. So that's the only thing that I have to say about it, but I do like how it looks. I think it's super like Christina Aguilera. It's just a vibe. The last one I have on here is, actually I have two left. Sleek straight styles, which I kind of feel like this one never left, but it was a very big trend in the 2000s just to have like long, sleek, straight hair, like bone straight. It has made a comeback a while ago, so I feel like it has been trending you know, you guys know what I'm saying. I'm not making sense, but it has been a trend now again for a while. And then also like face framing cuts and like wispy, choppy layers, even like the mullety style cuts, like the, what were people calling it? The wolf cut. Those all are very like 2000 style. It's honestly kind of 90s, which again, I am a fan of. And okay, my honorable mention for the hairstyles from 2000s is the bump. You guys, the bump was everything. I mean, personally, since I do have natural hair, obviously, I didn't really ever wear this one. I mean, it just didn't make sense. Like, I could never get my hair to do that, but it was such a big trend. Celebrities were doing it. Everyone was doing it. Like, I felt like everyone in my school was doing it, and I was like, this is amazing. But I haven't seen it come back yet, and I hope it doesn't, because even though at the time I thought it was the best thing ever, now I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why did we think a bump like right here out of all the places was like a good look? Like right here, like the bangs. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, there was also the bump of like back here, but that, I mean, even now that's kind of a thing. Like that makes sense, but it does not make sense to make your bangs have a bump. It just doesn't. But yeah, guys, those are the fashion and hair trends that I've gathered. Again, like some have made comebacks, some haven't. Maybe we have yet to see some of these still, which is scary. I mean, unless it's Heelys. If Heelys come back, sign me up. I want 3 pairs. Like I want a pair of Heelys for every occasion. I really do. I would literally like zip around the grocery store with a pair of Heelys on at 27. I'm not kidding. I would. But yeah, guys, those are the 2000s fashion trends that we love and have loved over time. Very exciting. And I think people say that isn't it always that we're 20 years ahead in terms of fashion, or like not ahead. Whatever was popular 20 years ago is what's popular now. I think that's what I've read. I could be wrong about that, but that would make sense. I mean, we're 2022 and we're talking about the 2000s. So very interesting. Also, I really want to know what you guys think of the sneaker heels, because those are actually like something that just came out, or at least I think so. And I'm like really wondering, like, is that going to be a new thing? Like, are other designer brands going to make sneaker heel versions? I might potentially be into it. If it's less of a stiletto heel, I could be down with it. I mean, I loved my pair that I had when I was 12. I really did. So, okay, now you guys, we're going to take a break from the main topic. Well, we're kind of over with the main topic. Now we're going to move into some TikToks, and I just have a couple for you guys today, but this first one is amazing. It literally made me happy to watch this. So let me just share it with you guys and we'll talk about it. So we don't really need the sound because it's just like, you know, poetic music. But so Bella Hadid got a dress spray painted onto her at this Coperni event. I think this is so cool. Like I honestly love this so much. I think it's just stunning. I mean, she's obviously like an amazing supermodel. So she's modeling this whole time while she's, you know, standing there being sprayed by whatever latex type material this is. And so many people were saying like that must be so cold, which is so true. So she's like frozen, getting just blasted with this stuff. But also just like modeling so beautifully, and it's such a cool concept. Like, I don't know, it's just so different and unique. I thought this was really interesting. It actually made me happy to watch this video. Like, it gave me whatever the happy hormones are, endorphins, serotonin, I don't know, it gave me that. Especially like this video is kind of long. I mean, I'll fast forward, but like especially once they get to the end, like the finished look, like the shoulder straps, they come down a little bit, the slit that they put in the like thigh part, it's just stunning. It really is. The only negative thing I have to say about this is that I really wish they would have like cleaned her ankles off, because now she just has like this silly string looking stuff on her ankles while she's like modeling this amazing literal piece of art. But I think this is so cool. Even with the silly string ankles, it's fine. It's stunning, like just so beautiful. And that would be hard. I mean, she literally went from naked to like wearing a dress. So she was standing like that in front of all those people, all the cameras. I just thought that was so cool. So yeah, that's what you have to do though. You have to find unique ways to do things. Like that's what always is the most interesting and the most beautiful. And that's the cool thing about art, is that you can do that. You can literally make something up that you had an idea for in your dream and then go out and create it. You just have to find the resources, and we have so many now. I mean, obviously when you're Bella Hadid and like it's a designer brand, like it's a lot easier, but you guys know what I'm saying. I just thought that was so cool and inspiring and beautiful. And I mean, that video is trending like crazy. It already got millions more views since I saw it yesterday. It has 7 million views and it has almost 1 million likes. So like, I just feel like, I mean, the caption says history made. So yeah, that kind of blew my mind. That was amazing. And then on top of that, I mean, from here, we're kind of taking a shift, because I feel like up until this point, we've been talking about like fashion, style, you know, designer, trends, all kinds of like fashion stuff. But we are getting close to the end of the episode, and I just have one more TikTok to show you guys. Well, it's kind of a combination, which I'm not going to play the audio because I keep getting copyright claims for this. But you guys know these types of videos, like the like aesthetic, night routine, morning routine, like that girl, clean girl, like all kinds of routines like this. This is one I saw today and I was like, ooh. But these types of videos, I don't know what it is. They're just so satisfying to watch. I feel like I can watch so many of these and it doesn't get old. I don't know what it is. Just so satisfying and like aesthetic to watch. And like I said, there's so many different like versions. Okay, here's one. This one, okay, Kaylee May, that's her name. Like this one, she's just cleaning a nightstand and it's so satisfying to watch. Like, I don't know what it is. And often the thing with these two is like I'm gonna fast forward this so you guys can see. She puts like 300 snacks in here. And I'm like, girl, how can you put this many snacks in your bedside table? Like, I would just be eating all night. So it's like kind of unrealistic, I feel like, but at the same time, it's like, it's just satisfying to see like it being stocked so well and so organized and clean. And I just love these kinds of videos. Those are sometimes the only videos that I like want to watch, you know, like sometimes I feel like TikTok is a lot, like it's overwhelming because you're just scrolling and like there's so many people you've never seen before, never met, obviously, all kinds of different media, and like you're just going through it sometimes. I mean, I try not to scroll for a long time, but like sometimes, you know, you just do it because you get bored, whatever. But it's like really overwhelming, and I feel like I need to take breaks from TikTok sometimes. Instagram too, anything where you're like scrolling, but it's crazy. And then I feel like I'll like stumble upon one of those videos and it's like so satisfying. It like makes me want to get up and organize something or like clean something, or, you know, like it's kind of inspiring. So yeah, I ended on those ones because I feel like when I'm like kind of going through it, or like I just don't feel as good about myself, or like I'm just in a bad mood, you know, those are the ones that I like still want to watch. But yeah, guys, those are all the TikToks I have. I do want to quickly share something I've been loving, which is the song Cuff It by Beyonce. I feel like I used to listen to this type of music, but I don't really anymore. I kind of just like have my songs that I listen to, and like I listen to them on repeat. Or like my favorite artists that come out with new stuff and I'll listen to them. But like, I don't know. I just usually don't listen to this type of music, but this song has been in my head, living rent free for the last like 2 weeks, especially like because there's a little dance with it, and every time it gets stuck in my head. So yeah, that's something I've been loving. There's that one song by Beyonce. I listened to her whole album Renaissance, and it just wasn't the vibe for me. But I do like how, that was another thing I wanted to bring up, is that song kind of is giving like 2000's dance party vibes. I think that's why I like it. Maybe if I listened to like more of the songs on the album, I would like them more. But yeah, that song, it's just so catchy. It makes you want to dance. I like it. Yeah, I think I listened to it like 3 times today. And then I tried to learn the dance and I was like, no, I'm not very good at this. Anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for you guys. The last thing I want to end on is a quote. And the reason why I'm sharing this quote is because I feel like, again, with all of the media and all of the scrolling that we sometimes find ourselves doing, I feel like it's easy to start like comparing yourself and start having negative feelings towards yourself because like your life doesn't look as good as someone else's, or because Sally Yoo-hoo has a new Tesla and you don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to start like harboring negative feelings towards ourselves, and like it really does manifest even if you don't mean it to. When you're just thinking negatively about yourself like that, it's hard. It does, like, I don't know, I feel like it sticks with you. So I wanted to share this quote because I feel like that helps to put it into perspective a little bit. It is, your self-worth is determined by you. I think that's actually a quote by Beyonce. So it's not determined by Sally Yoo-hoo, and it's not determined by your friends, your bad friends who say you can't do something, or your family that doesn't support you, or your ex-boyfriend who stalks you. And, you know, I don't know why I have to give these hypothetical examples, but it's not determined by anyone else but you. I think that's just really important to remember. Like, you can create whatever reality you want for yourself. It's all up to you, not them. Remember that. And okay, a couple other quotes that like just go with that one really nicely. This one is by Scott Peck. Until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value your time, you will not do anything with it. I think that's also another wise one. It doesn't really need much explaining. I mean, you guys get it. And then this one, it's actually not a quote, but it's kind of just more of a summary on like self-esteem and self-worth. So I'll just read it to you guys. Our self-esteem is derived from our abilities, accomplishments, social positions, and things we believe we can achieve. We can bolster our self-esteem by improving our skills or performance, and our self-esteem goes up and down depending on how we're doing in various aspects of our lives. So the thing I love about that one is that it is really important to remember that your confidence and your self-esteem is not always going to be up here. You are going to have days where you feel low, or you feel down, or you feel sad, or you feel like you're not adequate, but that's normal, first of all. And as long as you remember that, again, your self-worth is determined by you, and you're the one who can decide what your abilities are, what your level of knowledge is, as well as what you are capable of, because you're the one who determines it. And so, yeah, I think it's just important to remember that you're in charge of your own reality. And even though it is incredibly easier than ever before to compare yourself to other people, because we literally have it all right in the palm of our hands, these just perfectly curated lives from strangers that we never have met, never will meet, but none of it matters, because only your reality is the only one that matters. So yeah, don't compare yourself. Remember that your self-worth is determined by you, and believe in yourself, because you can really do anything you set your mind to. You really can. And I'm telling this to you, but it's a reminder for me too, because I have those moments where I'm down, or, I mean, honestly, you guys, because I know that like at this point, it's only the real ones that are watching this, the real ones. I didn't even want to film this video today. I was like, maybe I'll just skip it. Like, I don't know if I have anything to say. I don't know if I have any value to provide. Like, I just was in kind of that down state. I have kind of been in and out of it all week, to be honest, but now look at me. I'm about to close out this episode, and I just like got up. I listened to like some good music. I listened to Cuff It. I tried to learn to dance. And I just like pumped myself up. I was like, I can do this. Like, I just have to get up, get myself ready. I have a little bit of water, you know, hydrate, get my mind in the right state, and just do the thing. Take some notes. Like, I just got up and did it. And sometimes you just have to do that. You just have to give yourself a little pep talk. You have to listen to your favorite playlist, your favorite songs, and just believe that you can do whatever you're trying to do. And you just have to keep doing it. The camera just cut off in a really inconvenient spot, but but yeah, guys, I pretty much got my point across. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on my socials at Style by Ariel on most platforms. So yeah, come hang out with me on social media. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all, and I will see you in the next one.